and that mechanisms for providing this funding to municipalities achieve the desired outcomes. We also reflected on the phenomenon that has been evolving where there has been, and we found that this money runs into billions, and agreed that this must come to an end, because if there is money, it must be spent to good effect, funding the services that fight against crime and corruption. This Lekgotla has emphasized the need to mobilize, yes, all of society, starting at a community level, to fight the scourge of crime. We have said that ANC concerns in this regard. We have resolved on action to improve relations between the police and the community through existing structures such as community policing forums. There are specific steps, such as enabling satellite police stations to operate on a 24-hour basis in a day. We also discussed the pandemic of gender-based violence and femicide at the first Gender-Based Violence Summit and repeated at the second Gender-Based Violence that was held last year, should be appointed and that the legislation should be finalized to review the country's anti-corruption architecture as part of considering the establishment of a vibrant and independent anti-corruption agency. We have also agreed to urgently capacitate whistleblowers. Whistleblowers continue to face huge challenges in our country, and they need to be protected because of the people of our country. The Lekgotla has agreed on the importance of reconstructing the intelligence services to better protect the country and its people, and to guard a single piece of legislation to deal with citizenship, immigration, and refugee protection. This will contribute to more effective management of migration and better secure the country's sovereignty, as the ANC and government must undertake to make Africa and the world a better place. As the ANC, we have said that we must identify strategic partners across the globe. They must be mutually beneficial and inclusive. We've said that the ANC and government must strengthen economic diplomacy by making the African Continental Free Trade Area work more effectively. South Africa also needs the peer review mechanism. Interventions that South Africa has been making have also been noted positively, and that work needs to be highlighted and be spread. The BRICS group of countries this year, it has said that BRICS must conclude on the expansion of the alliance with clear criteria to guide the processes, and that we need to use this platform with the geopolitics of the world. We have resolved that the new development bank needs strengthening and political support from BRICS countries to respond better to murderous raid on the South African Defense Force in Matola in Mozambique, in which several of our cadres and Mozambican citizens were killed. As we remember those who lost their lives to apartheid aggression, we must also pass our condolences to our fellow citizens who were massacred in Port Elizabeth, as the reports have been filtering through. We also must pay who was also assassinated recently. And we say this in pledging our solidarity with the people in Eswatini as they grapple with the challenge of ensuring many other peoples around the world who continue to struggle for their own independence, their sovereignty, and also struggling against oppressive measures such as sanctions that have been unilaterally imposed on them. Hunger and unemployment, and we need to build a free, democratic, and equal society for all. These are the highlights of the extensive discussions that we have held at this line more fully. The various issues that were discussed in some depth at this Lekgotla, because those will be decisions that will be guiding not only ourselves determined to put into action the critical tasks that we have discussed here. We now know what to do, not that we didn't know. We have come here to reconfirm our decisions and of challenges that we have, particularly in relation to energy. I'm greatly grateful for the suggestions that have been put forward here. They are going to strengthen our resolve in government. So the ideas that we'll come up with will be greatly enriched by what has ensued here. And of course, we then move on to the State of the Nation address, which will also be greatly informed. Very much. Thank you.
Okay. But what we should do, I think we should formally close the meeting. Then, when the freedom, you the whole evening. Yeah. Thank you very much. The meeting.